Hello everyone, back again with another SQL coding question. So let's start with our problem statement first. Calculate the difference between the highest salaries in the marketing and the engineering departments and the output just the absolute difference in the salaries. So let's go over the data set first. We have two tables, employee and the department. So we have to get the maximum salary for the employees working for marketing and the engineering department, and then we have to calculate the difference. So let's hop over to an Excel sheet where I have copied few records to understand the step-by-step solution or the approach we will be using to solve this problem. So we have this first table, employee, with this 5 columns, and the department table with these 2 columns. So our very first step would be to find the department which an employee works for. So to get that details, we will be joining these 2 tables to get the department name an employee works for. So after joining, we will have the result set something like this, where we have this ID, salary, and the department from the employee table and the department name from the department table. So as you can see this result set, it has employee details working for all that other departments as well. But to solve this problem, we just need the employees working for either marketing or the engineering department. So our next step number 2, would be to filter out the records of the employees working either for marketing or for the engineering department. So this is our step 2. Here you can see after filtering out, we will have something like this. Like we have 4 records, 2 employees working for the engineering department and the 2 records for the employee working for the marketing department. So if you see, we have 2 records for each department. So our next step would be to find the maximum salary. So from this, you can see that we have max salary for the engineering department, we have filtered it out, and the max salary for the employee working for the marketing department has been filtered out. So the next step would be to find the difference of the employee salary working for marketing and engineering. So after calculating the difference, the result would look something like this. To convert this negative value to a positive, we will be using a absolute function which will give us a positive value. So this is the approach we will be using to solve the problem. So let's hop over to an SQL editor and try to write a SQL query for this problem statement. So let's start by writing the structure. Select from. As we'll be joining both the tables, we will also need join. So we'll need on as well. Okay. The first table we will be using over here would be the DP employee. We will let's alias it as E, and the department table, let's alias it as D, and the joining column would be department ID from the employee table, and the ID column from the department table would be used. Okay, so next is we have to get all the records of the employees working for the marketing department. So we'll be using a case statement over here. Case when the department of an employee would be marketing. Then get us the salary of the employee and just end it over here. So let's run this first and see what would be the results we will be getting over here. Okay. If you see, there are few empty cells. We can ignore that for now, as it has the records for the employees not working for other departments. But you can see few records over here. So these are all the salaries of the employees working for the marketing department. So let's do something same for the engineering department as well. Let's copy the same statement over here and replace this marketing with the engineering. and run this again. Okay, here we go. We have the second column that has the salary for all the employees working for the engineering department. But as discussed in the approach, we will need only the maximum salary for the each department. So to do that, we'll be using a max function over here. Max. So this max function will be returning only the maximum value for each department. So let's run this now and see. Okay, here we go. Here we have two columns, you can see. The first one represents the max value for the marketing department, and the second one is the max value for the engineering department. So we have reached to the second step. You can say the third step, where we have the max value for each department. So the next step would be to find the difference between this max value. So let's replace this comma just with the minus operator over here, and let's just alias it. Okay, now let's run this. Okay, here we go. Here we have the result, the difference between the salaries of both the departments. So here in this case, the data for this data set, we have a positive value already. So nothing needs to be done in this case, but there can be other data sets where the max salary of an engineering department can be more than the marketing departments. So in that cases, we might get a negative value. So to meet the requirements mentioned in the question, like to get the absolute difference in the salaries, we will be using an absolute function over here. Let's run this again. Okay, the value still remains the same. We will not be seeing much difference over here. If there was a negative value, using this absolute function will convert it into a positive value. So let's submit this and see if it passes all our test cases. Okay, here we go. So this is the final result set. So let me know in the comment section if you know any other approaches to solve the same problem statement. And thank you for watching the video.